Commissioner Boya Molu, alternate team leader. And their roles are set out there. Terms of reference of your appointment provide liaison between the Presidential Returning Officer, who is himself, and the National Communication Center, preparing periodic briefs for the Presidential Returning Officer to address the media, briefing the Presidential Returning Officer on electoral activities across the country. Nothing to do with tallying and verification. The two subjects of that letter are commissioners of the IBC. The next letter is on page 42, also dated the 22nd of July. This one is addressed to Commissioner Francis Wanderi and Commissioner Irene Masit. Again, under the hand of the chairman, and it is appointment to the Logistics, Welfare and Security Team at the Presidential Tally Center, Bomas of Kenya. Again, he appoints them in the second paragraph. Consequently, you are hereby appointed to oversight, provide policy direction and strategy formulation for the welfare and security team of the Presidential Election Tallying Center. He then states their names and he states their terms of reference as security of the Tally Center and installations, the Tallying Center's logistics, planning and organization, security of members of the commission, staff, VIPs and other visitors, transport for commission staff, any other duties assigned. Important, those are two commissioners. None of them has been assigned to tally and verify. The third letter is on page 43, and this one is addressed to Commissioner Justus Nyang'aya. Again, Justus Nyang'aya is appointed to be in charge of dignitaries and protocol. And in the second paragraph, he is told that as team leader for dignitaries and protocol, he will be responsible for providing support services to the Commission, managing protocol of dignitaries and VIPs, managing access to the Presidential Tally Center for accreditation, for accredited media, observers and agents, and any other responsibility. Now, those are out of 6 commissioners. Those are 5 commissioners. None of them is assigned to tallying and verification. There is a last letter, also dated the 22nd of July on page 44. This one is addressed to Commissioner Professor Abdi Gulie and Mr. Marjan Hussein Marjan. I wish to point out to this court and ask the court to note that Marjan Hussein Marjan is not a commissioner, but he is merely the CEO of the IBC. Now, these two are appointed to the results management team at the Presidential Tally Center. Their duty. The tallying process continues unconstitutionally as it was being conducted, and I want to pose the question and attempt an answer to the question: how does that process then end? That process ends as set out in paragraphs, again, the same affidavit of the chairman, at paragraph 76 onwards. But the story that he tells, or the deposition that he makes, starts in paragraph 66. And I will read it because it is important. He deposed: shortly after 2 p.m., the commissioners and I had a meeting to be briefed on the final results by the commission secretary / CEO, an alternate leader of the Tally Center. The meeting was only for a briefing. He then goes on to say, the briefing was to be done before my declaration in accordance with Article 138(10) of the Constitution. So according to the chairman, all that was going to take place between him and the commissioners was a briefing, and he then goes on and declares the results. What did he do? After he narrates the story of the visit between paragraph 67 and 75, he then goes on under the substantive heading Commission Briefing of Final Results. After the NSAC team had left, the Commission Secretary and Chief Executive Officer, who was also the alternate leader of the team of the Tallying Center, Mr. Marjan Hussein Marjan, walked into the boardroom. The purpose of the meeting was to receive the final tally of results of the presidential election before I could proceed to declare. From the chairman's own evidence, he assembles a team that comprises Professor Gulie and Mr. Marjan. They tally and verify the result, and Mr. Marjan is merely coming to brief the commission. What happens after that?